My step-aunt, female 45, is dating my ex, male 26, who I thought was my baby daddy. What do you mean thought? I, female 29, had the definition of a failed hot girl summer. 4 years ago, I meet my ex. He was 22, I was 25. When we meet, I was living with a different ex because he wouldn't move out no matter how much I tried. Eventually, I got myself a different place and paid for 2 apartments, but that's a different story. I live in a very cheap city in the Midwest, and at the time, my rent for a 1-bedroom was $390. By the way, this comes from Zealous Ideal Cole. He says, our relationship was strictly friends with benefits, but it was sometimes a few times a week. But like I had mentioned, hot girl summer was in full effect, and I had spicy sleep with another man at the time, just once. The classic one-night stand because of too many drinks. I had started puking randomly, but I was on birth control, so there's no way, right?
Right.
I took 3 pregnancy tests, and they were all negative. Oh, dang, man. That's scary. So I ended up going to the doctor and getting a blood test and getting pregnant. After the first OBGYN appointment, they had informed me that I was 3 months along. Dang. So, being as I wasn't in a relationship at all, I had to go back and try and pinpoint the day exactly because they never tell you the exact day, just around when it could have happened. So, I messaged X, we could call him Terry. We talked and we decided that I was going to keep the baby. And we were going to try and make this work, slowly getting to know each other for more than just spicy sleep. About a month down the road, he moved into my apartment and started dating. Honestly, I really thought he was someone I could spend my life with. He really turned his life into something anyone would be proud of. He got a really nice paying job, but he didn't have his license, and the job was 45 minutes from our city. So I, being a pleased person and wanting to see us get into a healthy financial place before the baby, I was still working as a cook, so my schedule was only nights, and this job was first shift, so it worked perfectly. I drove him to work and picked him up every day, and I worked the days he didn't so I could sleep. Eventually, he got his license, which I was about 7 months pregnant now, and this job was making us enough to pay the rent, or just the one because another ex moved out of my old place, and the car bill, and live comfortably. About 8 months along, we got a bigger apartment and moved there, and got the nursery all ready, and we were pretty happy. 9 months, and my daughter finally arrived, and I'm in love. She is my world, however, she was dark. Looking at me, you would never guess that I'm native. I have blonde hair and blue eyes, but my dad and grandpa are definitely native dark skin, dark hair. And, are definitely native dark skin, dark hair. And my youngest brother has the most perfect mocha skin color. So when she was born, I was dumbfounded because could she be black? Is she native? The one night stand was black, but the timing didn't match. Or so I thought. Yeah, story short, Terry and I ended up breaking up because the paternity came back and my one night stand was the father. Rip Jerry. Now, I never ever had hard feelings, and in real life, he had told me he never really loved me. Anyway, just had love for me. So, heartbroken but understanding, my daughter and I moved back in with my mom, and I started to have my daughter's father get to know her, since he had not gotten to know her for the first 2 months of her life. Paternity tests take a while sometimes. Over the next year, Terry and I actually kept having a sort of relationship because he kept me close for the things I could still do for him, even though he had an animosity towards me, which is understandable. We did a lot of fighting, and he gaslit me every chance he got, and maybe he was trying to subconsciously get back at me because I made a mistake on what day I got pregnant. Sorry.